All right, let's talk about something that trips up almost every English learner. Those simple little phrases that seem like they should make sense, but don't. We're going to break them down together.
You know the feeling, right? A native speaker says one simple sentence.
And you're sitting there, you know all the words, but the meaning? Piff! It makes zero sense. It's a super frustrating feeling. We've all been there.
Well, that's exactly what we're going to fix today. So let's untangle these tricky phrases and get you that much closer to really understanding real, everyday English. Okay, let's dive right in with our first one. This is a phrase you are going to hear all the time, especially at work or in school. On the same page.
So picture this. A manager is talking to a new employee. The manager says, "We need to be on the same page." And the new employee, taking it literally, starts flipping through a document. I mean, it's a totally understandable mistake, but it shows the confusion perfectly.
So, as you can probably guess, this has absolutely nothing to do with a physical piece of paper. So what is really going on here?
Yeah, it's not about paper at all. To be on the same page just means to agree or to have the same understanding about something. It's all about making sure you're aligned in your thinking.
And check this out. Here's a perfect example of how you'd actually use it. Alex confirms the plan, and Ben says, "Perfect, we're on the same page." Boom. That just means they both understand and agree. Simple as that.
All right, ready for the next one? This phrase is bite the bullet. And yeah, it sounds a little intense, doesn't it? You'll hear this one a lot when people are talking about having to do something difficult.
So, imagine this chat. One friend is really nervous about going to the dentist. And the other friend says, "You just have to bite the bullet." Now, if you're learning English, that just sounds like incredibly weird advice.
Right? Why on earth would anyone bite a bullet? It sounds painful, dangerous, and not at all helpful when you're about to get your teeth checked.
So the real meaning actually comes from a long time ago when soldiers would literally bite on a bullet to deal with pain during surgery. Wild, I know. But today it just means you're going to face a tough situation with courage, even if you really don't want to.
Here's another great and much less painful example. A student has been putting off their essay. The tutor tells them it's time to bite the bullet. See, the difficult thing isn't surgery. It's just getting started on homework. The phrase is all about overcoming that procrastination.
Okay, for our last case study, let's look at a super common, kind of gentle phrase you'll hear when someone's not feeling 100%.
So, in a normal day at the office, one colleague asks another if they're coming to a meeting, and the reply is, "No, I'm feeling a bit under the weather today."
And if you take that literally, you might be thinking, under the weather? Like, is it raining on them? Are they standing outside in a storm? It makes absolutely no sense.
The real definition is actually super simple. Feeling under the weather is just a common, polite way to say you're feeling a little bit sick. You know, nothing serious, just a cold or a headache maybe.
And you see it here in a family setting too. The kid explains why they look tired by saying they're a little under the weather. It's just a soft, normal way to say you're not feeling great.
Okay, so we've cracked 3 common phrases. But what about the next one you hear out in the wild? Let's give you a simple strategy you can use for any confusing phrase you come across. First, just notice when something sounds off. Second, and this is the most important part, use context as your clue. What's the situation? Who's talking? Third, whatever you do, do not try to translate every single word. That's a trap. And finally, the best tool you have, just ask. Seriously, saying, "Sorry, what does bite the bullet mean?" doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're a smart, active learner. So now, the ball is in your court. You've got the tools, you've got the strategy. Now it's your turn to go out and actually use them.
So my challenge to you is this. As you're going about your week, listening to English, what confusing phrase are you going to spot? And more importantly, which one are you going to figure out? Happy listening!